Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be breaking down these brand new Invincible 2 cards coming out today here in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. Looking to see if any of them got animation changes, if any of them are actually worth grinding for or not. Now, I will say you cannot grind for an individual Invincible card, and if y'all are not aware of how this drop works, basically there will be an equal chance pack that is available to grind today, but not an option pack or anything along those lines. I wish the equal chance pack was an option pack. At least I think that would definitely help, but unfortunately it's not really what's going on right now, and it's kind of disappointing that this is the way that they've done these Invincible cards, because it could be a really fun drop. I will also say the names here are also a little bit disappointing, so unless we see some changed animations on some of these cards, this is not a great drop and really might just not be worth grinding the equal chance pack for. So before we hop into, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, help me push towards the 30,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, starting off with Starbury Marbury. Obviously Starbury is 6'2". Now he's going to be fun offensively. He does have D-Rose base, which isn't great, but I actually do like his upper Pro 2 fade. I enjoyed his pink diamond. I'll just say that. I used this card for gameplay like one time, and I used him a couple times. Outside of that, I thought he was a fun card to use. I actually thought his D-Rose base was better. I don't know about this Derrick Favors upper, but it seems better than whatever D-Rose's upper is. So he's like a better Derrick Rose, basically, is how I would describe this card in my opinion, because I like his release a little bit better. But I mean, that's what he is. He's a Derrick Rose clone at the point guard position. Not a bad card, but not unbelievably top tier and definitely undersized. Fun enough to use, but just another short point guard. J-Kid is 6'4", 6'8" wingspan. Obviously, J-Kid's really good defensively, but every one of these cards at this point is good at everything, so that doesn't really matter that much. There's just not a ton of differentiation at this point in the year between cards. Now, Sigs-wise looks really good. Pro 2 fade, and I don't hate his release, but again, he's undersized. He's fine, but he's not great. Two fine but not exceptional cards to start off with, and I think that's kind of what you expected out of the short point guards. There's nothing wrong with a couple short point guards. It's the other cards that I kind of have an issue with in this drop more than anything else, especially these three: Alonzo, Amari, and Michael Redd. Unless you see changed animations on any of these guys, which I'm not expecting, but we'll get to them and we'll see. Maybe I'll be surprised. Emeka Okafor, 6'10", 7'4" wingspan. Now this card is going to be very good. The thing that Emeka Okafor does have working against him, though, and honestly most all of these cards have working against them except for Amari at small forward, is the fact that they're all kind of undersized at their position at this point. 6'10" at power forward, while not tiny, is not... It's going to be tough to compete with 7'2", 7'3", 7'4", which is what a lot of these gambling squads out there are looking like these days. And that's tough. Now, what I will say about this card is his release is phenomenal. He's got... Sigs could be a little better, but his Sigs aren't bad. But really, really good jump shot is a big deal. And stat and badge wise, obviously, just like all these Invincibles, he's obviously an exceptional card. The main question with Emeka is, can he compete size wise? The answer to that is going to be, if you're going up against the best, most expensive gambling lineup in the game, no. Otherwise, in most matchups, yes. He's probably the best card from today's drop, and he'll actually be a very, very good card because his release is great and he's got decent size at power forward. Not a bad card. Michael Redd. This card is not good unless they changed his jump shot, and they did not. Leandro Balmaro release. I have not admittedly used Michael Redd since this season 4 card, but I also remember not liking this card all that much. He does have really good Sigs now, as all these cards do. Pro 3 fade, though, they didn't even change his fade to Pro 2. That's lame. Yeah, this card's not very good. He doesn't have a top tier fade. Release, I don't think is going to be all that great either. This Michael Redd card is mediocre at best. I'm going to be completely honest. At best, he's a mediocre option at the shooting guard position, and realistically, he's more so just below mediocre. He's downright mid. Just not a great card in my team, unfortunately. And again, that's kind of my issue with this drop, is that between Michael Redd, ignoring Amari and Alonzo, who we'll get to in a second, they have potential. Michael Redd, J-Kid, and Stephon Marbury. That's 3 of the 6 cards in this drop that are automatically just not cards you really want to get. So that means at best, 50% of these guys are not exactly desirable options, and that assumes some changed animations, which I don't think we're going to get, by the way. But Amari Stoudemire, well, they kept his release the same too. I mean, dude, like, this card is a better version of his Dark Matter, which came out in season 6 or whenever that was. I think it was season 6, but he has the same animations as his Dark Matter did. Like, he's got better stats and badges, sure, but that release on that Dark Matter was the thing that held that card back. A otherwise very good small forward with a release that does kind of hold him back, and you look at this card and it's the same thing again, and it's like, Come on, man. We are in July. It would not be hard to change the releases on the cards that have bad releases. Like Amari Stoudemire, how hard would it be to give him an upgraded base or just change his jump shot entirely? We've seen them do it on a lot of cards, but they don't seem to do it consistently enough. And I'm not asking for every card to have the same animations, every card to have Patty Mills base and Oscar Robertson upper and all that. Like, that's not what I'm asking for. What I'm asking for is some effort to make grindable content worth grinding. And some effort to make stuff like attainable. It's just such a disaster comparing this game to other sports games that are out right now. I mean, MLB's not in a great place, but I promise y'all, Madden did the best they've done in years this year with content, and NCAA looks like a fire game. Like, I am so excited for that game to come out. 6 more days. I don't see why. I don't know. I don't understand why anybody would want to grind for this. When this Amari is like the 2nd or 3rd best card you can get out of this drop, like, that's really disappointing. Just my opinion. I don't know. Now, Alonzo Mourning, last card in this drop. If he doesn't have changed animations either, he's all, which he probably doesn't. He's also probably a bum. Stat and badge wise, obviously obscenely complete still, and animation. Oh, I take it back. Scottie Pippen base, Kyle Korver upper on very quick, Kyrie dribble style, Trey escape, John Wall's drag back, likely Jamal behind the back as well. 6'10" with a 7'6" wingspan, just like Emeka Okafor, a little undersized at the power forward position, but with the changed animations, this card is really good because he has great saves, but now he has a top tier release and one of the best uppers in the game. I love Scottie's base, and I think Kyle Korver will be really good himself as well. I mean, this is actually... Him and Emeka are easily the 2 best cards in this drop. That's what I will say. If you are grinding this equal chance pack, you are crossing your fingers for 2 of these 6 guys, being Emeka and Alonzo. The other 4 are just not exciting. And here is the problem at the end of the day that I want to point out. The 2 most desirable cards in today's drop are 6'10" power forwards. Look at the power forwards that people are running at this point in the year. Cards like Kareem, Wemby. I mean, Timmy D's 6'11", so he's not huge, but Akeem is 7 foot. There's a lot of like 7'2". Wilt is 7'1" with a giant player build. Wemby can play power forward. KP can play power forward. Taco, for some reason, can play freaking power forward. D-Rob is 7'1". There's so many, I mean, 7-footers, 7'1" Alex Sarr, 7-foot Flipowski. Like, there's just a size disadvantage even if you do get the 2 best cards in today's drop, which are Alonzo Mourning and Emeka Okafor, you're still going to be at a size disadvantage against a lot of the top tier, most expensive gambling type lineups. And that's not to say those cards are bad, because they're certainly not. They're very usable. But when the best cards of the drop are like the 5th or 6th best player at their position, and the worst cards in the drop are basically obsolete, and that's pretty much everybody else, that's not a good place to be in, especially when you can't even go grind for any of the cards you want specifically. It's an equal chance pack. So you can spend 2 or 3 hours grinding out the agendas and get yourself Stephon Marbury. And, like, no offense to Starbury. I mean, he's a great player in real life, very electric, but unless you're a huge Starbury fan, there's just no reason that you would be excited about that. And you basically just waste your time for content that in all likelihood isn't even going to reward you with something you really want. It's just a terrible system. It is, and I know I complain about it a lot, but it sucks. And seeing them ruin free content as well this season is really sad, because they'd actually done a pretty good job with the Tuesday content in the past couple seasons, and this is just gross. So it is what it is. I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back on more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.